you own the Amex Platinum, Chase Sapphire Reserve, or the Capital One Venture X, then this video is extremely important for you to watch. In case you haven't been aware, we now live in the age of portals. You can earn 5 points per dollar on prepaid hotels when you book them through AmexTravel.com. That's the Amex portal. You can also earn 5 points per dollar on flights and 10 points per dollar on hotels and car rentals when you purchase them through Chase Travel. That's the Chase portal. And similar to Chase, the Capital One Venture X awards you 10 miles per dollar on hotels and car rentals and 5 miles per dollar on flights when you book those through Capital One Travel, aka the Capital One portal. So what's going on here? Well, in order to get the highest reward multiplier like 5x or 10x on a lot of these top tier premium travel cards, you'll have to book them not only with these cards, but do so through the portals that come with these banks. If you decide not to, well, you can still do that, but you'll earn way fewer points or miles per dollar. And since you and I both want to earn the greatest number of rewards possible every time we spend money on our cards, this brings us to the great portal comparison. I'm going to be putting Amex, Chase, and Capital One head to head in a price comparison to see which one has the best price for your booking. Because of course, if one card gives you 5 points per dollar while another gives you 3, is it actually justified to earn more if the price is higher? Maybe not. On top of all that, I'm going to throw in a bonus for all of you as well. I'm going to include US Bank, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo in this price war. That's 6 different banks with 6 different portals, and we'll compare them all to booking directly with the airline or hotel websites to see which option gives you the best bang for your buck. Let's kick things off with 5 different flight comparisons, beginning with flight number 1, taking us from LAX to Miami round trip in economy. I did my best throughout this video to choose destinations that people would likely want to actually go to. So here we are on American Airlines' website going from LAX to Miami. I put in the dates of March 10th through March 14th and began the search. Naturally, I was bombarded with dozens of different flight options. So I found a few that would be basically nice to go on, not too early, not too late. So I found one departing at 10:14 in the morning from LAX, arriving in Miami at 6:02, and then returning at 1:40 in the afternoon and landing then at 4:36. Those 2 flights bundled together for one round trip flight would cost $800.96. The cost of airfare these days has definitely gone up from years past. Anyway, moving on to American Express and searching for the exact same itinerary here, 10:14 to 6:02 and 1:40 to 4:36 on American Airlines, still keeping the dates of March 10th through March 14th. Here we've got $800.96. No difference whatsoever. How about the Chase portal? Well, same 2 flights on American Airlines, still cost the same amount of money, $800.96. What about Capital One? Same story here, $800.96. US Bank? Still $800.96. Bank of America? You guessed it, $800.96. And wrapping up here with Wells Fargo, we still have $800.96. Now, as we move along here, things can get pretty complicated as we compare multiple flights and portals and numbers and all that. So let's actually make a leaderboard for ourselves. Right now, it's still very simple. We have all of our 6 banks and, of course, the direct option with AA.com together here at $800.96. So as we move along through each end of search, I will put this leaderboard up for us to view and see which ones may or may not be the most versus least expensive. Let's move along to flight number 2. This time we're going to be departing Atlanta, Georgia, and going to Paris. Round trip, also in economy. The direct option here will be with Delta Airlines, so I plugged in the 2 airport codes, ATL and CDG. Round trip, this time April 14th through April 21st. I sorted through all the options Delta gave me and put together 2 that would be at least a decent value and not crazy with the times. So here, departing 10 p.m. at night, arriving at 12:30 in the afternoon. That's the outbound flight on Tuesday, April 15th, and then returning on April 21st, a Monday, at 12:15 p.m. and landing at 4:15 p.m. Those 2 together give us a cost of $1,454.11 cents USD. Let's go knock on Amex's door and see what they have to offer us. Delta flight leaving at 10, arriving at 12:30, and 12:15 to 4:15. Same two flights, same flight numbers and the whole deal, and the total trip cost here is still $14.54.11. Looking over to the world of Chase, we have the same thing here as well, $14.54.11. Capital One will still continue to charge us the same $14.54.11 as well. US Bank, just kidding. Seeing if you're actually staying awake out there watching this video, we're breaking the $1,400 trend, and now US Bank is taking the lead at $1,234.11. I wonder if the leaders at US Bank just like to have the 1, 2, 3, 4 number. Who knows? But all I know is that that's the best price so far. Jumping on over to Bank of America, we're now back to $14.54.11. So the trend's now getting worse again. And finishing up with Wells Fargo, we still have $14.54.11 as well. Back to the leaderboard, and things are getting a little more interesting here. All the prices are the same except for US Bank, saving you roughly a couple $100 here, which is pretty cool. So we'll put that in green bold font with a first place medal. Who would have thought that one of the banks we don't talk much about actually gives you the best price in this scenario? For our third flight, we're going to go from Chicago to Las Vegas round trip in economy. For the direct booking here, for comparison, we're going to use United.com. I plugged in ORD to LAS from November 7th to November 10th and began the find flight search. The two flights that I chose to pair together are the ones from 8:50 in the morning, departing Chicago, landing at 10:59. This is nonstop on November 7th. And then coming back, we're going to go from Las Vegas to Chicago at 8 a.m. to 1:45 in the afternoon. Adding up all the money, we have $7.97 with 18 cents, making that our point of reference. Turning the page over to American Express, putting the same two flights together here as a nice little bundle for us, 8:50 to 10:59 and 8 o'clock to 1:45. This is going to be a lesser $687.95. Taking a glance over here to Chase, the cost is now $687.95. Capital One now mirrors Chase completely down to the penny, still $687.95. And US Bank follows that same trend of $687.95 as well. But now, out of nowhere, Bank of America does something pretty unexpected. Look at this. I searched for the same thing, Chicago to LAS round trip from November 7th to November 10th, but every single result that I saw for economy here was actually basic economy, which you can see under every single flight as you search through the long scrollable list. And even in the top right of my initial search query, I put one traveler in economy, but all I could find again were basic economy options, which is the most restrictive airfare class type. So for the price here, it's almost identical, $687.18. So it looks a few cents better than the last few that we just saw, but here you're only flying in basic economy both ways. Excuse me, one way. Look here, basic economy is only for the outbound, but the return flight on Sunday, November 10th is actually regular economy. Even more surprising than I thought. Outbound, I was very restricted in terms of the inventory that Bank of America let me choose from, but coming back, I did find the same regular economy flight as the others. And last here with Wells Fargo, everything was kind of the same as we saw previously here, back to our $687.95 for the same two flights, both in standard economy, inbound, outbound. Leaderboard update. If you look at just the raw numbers, then Bank of America does get first place with $687.18. But remember, the first leg of that was basic economy, then the back half was standard economy. Second place had a massive tie of $687.95 for a bunch of banked portals, and then third place or last place was booking directly there. All right, before we move forward here in this comparison, I realize some of you may have multiple travel credit cards, including the ones that correspond to these portals. So if you're looking for a really easy way to manage multiple cards in a really simple dashboard in one place, check out today's sponsor called MAXREWARDS. MAXREWARDS is an app that allows you to manage your credit cards, rewards, and benefits all in one place. This includes seeing when your bills are due, tracking your sign-up bonuses, monitoring your credit scores, and more. It gives you a a great scrollable list of all the transactions you've made across all of your cards, plus it shows you how many rewards you've earned for those transactions. And since we all want to earn as many points, miles, or cash back as possible, the best card feature shows you which of your cards will earn the most amount of rewards on every transaction you make by category or by location. One of the features that I use all the time with Max Rewards at the gold level is the ability to automatically activate all of your Amex, Chase, and other offers that are linked to your card, because otherwise I'd have to scroll through them all and activate them manually one by one. So if you'd like to try Max Rewards, either the totally free version or the elevated gold tier with even more features, click the link down below in the description to get a 1-week free trial at the gold level, and also a 1-month discount when you use the link or by adding the code MARKR. Now back to our showdown of the portals. Let's check out flight number 4. Going from New York to the Maldives, round trip in business class. That's right, time to be fancy. I typed in my direct search here with Qatar Airlines, New York to Maldives, MLE, May 5th to May 11th, 1 passenger in premium or business class. The price that I was given here directly with Qatar Airlines is $55.01 and 81 cents. Taking those same inputs and putting them over to the American Express side, we have the same thing, $55.01, 81. This view actually shows you the layover here in Doha. So you can see the first 2 there, and then my next screen as we move over here shows you the next 2 parts as well, again with the layover coming back. So if you want to pause any of this video and look at the small details of flight numbers and times and all that, you can definitely do so. Seeing what Chase now has to offer us, they have the same price too, $55.01, 81 cents. Capital One will follow suit as well at a price of $55.01, 81. US Bank also thought it was a good idea to charge you the same price of $55.01, 81. And so did Bank of America, with one small caveat here. As we go along through this, assume everything is identical, but I will point out differences that are different when they occur. So for this first half of our flight, the departing itinerary, it's a slightly different flight time. Up until this point, we've been landing at 8:25 a.m. This one lands at 7:50 a.m. Only 35 minutes different, but it is a different flight for that reason. I just point that out because it's now going to show you here and there that the inventory from one portal to another may actually be different. So you may not always find the exact same flight. But that aside, the total price was still the same of $55.01, 81. And lastly, with Wells Fargo, same thing here. They had this slightly different time version landing at 7:50 in the morning, same price as well, but the inventory matched Bank of America completely, giving me reason to believe that Bank of America and Wells Fargo are likely using the same back-end provider for this portal. Leaderboard. Everything is the same once again. So no one wins first, no one wins last. It is what it is. Our 5th and final flight here will be much more interesting though. Much more interesting. We're gonna go from SFO to OGG, that is San Francisco, California to Maui, Hawaii, round trip in economy. So here's my direct search on Alaska Airlines, SFO, OGG, November 18th through November 22nd. A couple not too terrible flight times that I found that would work here was 7 a.m. Takeoff, and then 10:35 landing. That's for departing, and then returning 4 o'clock in the afternoon and landing at 11:02 at night. Total price, $316.41. Over to American Express. I want to point something out here. You may from time to time see these insider fares. So I found this. Same exact flight, 7 a.m. to 10:35 and 4 p.m. to 11:02, but these will basically vary with their terms and how you actually use them. By that I mean it's not a straight up cash booking here. So the overall total trip cost, $290.02, looks amazing, and it is, but what insider fares mean is the following. These insider fares give you discounts on select flights when using Amex membership rewards points to cover the entire fare. So looking at the fine print here for this itinerary, it says your card will be charged the full $290.02, which is great, but you'll actually have 29,002 points that will be deducted from your membership rewards program account balance, and then you'll get a credit, basically redeeming points to cover the cost of your charge at a rate of 1 cent per point. Is that crazy great value? No. Is it just good average value? In my opinion, yes. If you get 1 cent per point or better, that's always at least good as a baseline. I'm simply telling you all that for knowledge in terms of how that actually works. But because we're comparing cash rates in this video, we can't include insider fares in our final leaderboard count. So using a non-insider fare rate here, same two flights, the actual total in all cash will be $316 and 40 cents. Apparently Chase felt like playing some games with Amex and wanted to charge about $1 less, so they're giving you $315 and 74 cents for the same itinerary. Capital One did not want to play that game, so they decided to match American Express at $316 and 40 cents. And then US Bank decides to play the fun game on a whole new level. For the same itinerary, no special points and miles rate, just straight up cash, they're offering you $216.40. I double and triple checked those flight times, inbound, outbound, the dates, everything's the same, so I'm not sure how US Bank pulled that off, but if you're a US Bank customer and you're going to Hawaii from SFO, this is the place to book, at least for the time that I was doing this comparison. Bank of America gives us a price of $316.40, and so does Wells Fargo. So where does all that leave us? Well, looking at our leaderboard here, first place goes to US Bank for that crazy low price of $216.40. Second was Chase at $315.74, just eking out the others. And then third place, $316 and change. The direct price was just 1 cent more than the third place price. I'll save the more general, broad conclusion as we wrap this whole thing up toward the end of the video. But now, before we do that, let's transition over to the hotel price comparison through the same portals. And I found this to be even more fascinating than comparing flights. Get ready for some massive variability. We'll begin the second half of our video journey with hotel number 1 in Canada. This will be the Westin Bayshore in Vancouver. Very pretty location if you do ask me, right there on the bay. I like that. For the search, I did Wednesday, March 19th through Sunday, March 23rd, 2025. And the total stay for a one king bedroom, standard room, just a basic type of thing here, was $1,855.97 Canadian. I'm converting everything that we do going forward in USD, so it's the same currency for comparison. So for the exchange rate right now, that gives us $1,335.95 USD. American Express decided to charge us just a little bit more here. Same type of room here, same dates, $1,352.29. Chase wanted to play games again, so they gave us a lower price for the same stay. We're now getting 4 nights for a price of $1,221.77. Capital One's allowing us to stay at the Westin Bayshore for $1,280 and 17 cents. US Bank's portal showed me a price of $1,223.78. And Bank of America's portal took a happy face and flipped it upside down, giving us $1,474.46. Not sure what's going on there, but that's going in the wrong direction. And despite the massive similarities that I saw when booking, searching, even prices from Bank of America to Wells Fargo, there was a little bit of a variance with this one here. Wells Fargo would give you the stay for $1,457.39. Let's begin our new leaderboard scorecard for the hotels. Here they are right here. First place was Chase at $1,221.77. Followed by US Bank at $1,223.78, and Capital One in third at $1,280 and 17 cents. Flying over to a completely separate part of the world over in Europe for hotel number 2, this one will be in Switzerland. The property we're going to be looking at this time is the Cambrian. I'm searching from Wednesday, March 19th through Sunday, March 23rd, and that will just be consistent throughout the rest of this video. Same dates, because searching on these portals takes a very long time based on how slowly some of them move. But we're going to up our game here and get ourselves into a suite. So the room type here is going to be the junior suite for 1 king bed. And this one here is going to cost us in USD $1,845.80. American Express woke up on the right side of the bed this morning and said, we want to beat that price. So we're only going to charge you $1,777.35. Chase also thought that would be a good idea, but they wanted to make a little bit more money and charge you 1 cent more. $1,777.36. Capital One wasn't feeling that at all. They wanted to charge us $2,005.82. Nasty. And US Bank, well, they didn't want you to go on the trip at all. I found no inventory for this property on those specific dates, so we can't count this one. Bank of America was not without their problems too. They did have availability at the hotel, but not in the same type of room. And since room rates can vary, I mean, look at this. The top one at $432.62, bottom one $668.75 a night. There's a lot of variance here, but that's not the same type of suite. That's the Cambrian suite. We wanted the junior suite. So because of different classes altogether, we also can't do that comparison. So for our inventory here, we can't count this, and we also can't count Wells Fargo. They showed the same three types as Bank of America, so no junior suite available. Here's what the leaderboard looks like. Amex in first place with $1777.35, Chase in second at $1777.36, and the direct price was third at $1845.80. US Bank was sold out, and Bank of America and Wells Fargo did not have the right room type for us. Let's do this again. Hotel number 3 in the UK. Welcome to the Fleming's Mayfair and SLH Hotel, part of Hilton's collection. So beginning the search here and seeing our total, same dates, March 19 through March 23rd. The USD total is $2,513.09. This one's going to be in an executive king room. So sticking with that room type and the same stay going forward, now with American Express, we've got $21.97 with 80 cents. Quite a bit better than the direct price. Chase matches that exactly at $21.97, 80 cents. Capital One is charging their premium here at $24.07.31, but this is part of their Premier Collection. When you book one of those hotels through the Capital One portal, they give you additional benefits. For example, you'll earn your 10x miles. You'll also receive a $100 experience credit, daily breakfast for 2 people, complimentary Wi-Fi, a room upgrade if it's available, and early check-in and late checkout. And once again, US Bank is doing its thing, coming in with an incredible price here of $18.13.89. I'm liking the looks of that. With Bank of America, inventory problem once again. They did not have the Fleming's Mayfair anywhere in the inventory that I was able to see. And because Wells Fargo seems to mimic Bank of America pretty consistently, that held true with this search. This property did not come up in any of the results. So seeing how all that just played out on our leaderboard, we got first with US Bank, $1813.89, a tie for second with Chase and American Express at $21.97.80, and third, Capital One, $24.07.31, but you have the Premier Collection benefits. Hotel number 4, off to the beautiful turquoise waters of Cancun. We're going to be looking at the Hyatt Ziva Cancun, an all-inclusive resort. The total here for the 4-night stay is $3,500. And as we looked at the next few, there was a little bit of an inventory issue. They have the the adults only wing as part of their inventory, and some other banks did not have the adults only portion, but same type of room class. So for a couple of these, it may not be a true pure 100% comparison, but it's pretty close. You'll see up here that it says adults only when we're doing our direct booking, and direct meaning with World of Hyatt. The room type is, by the way, is the turquoise oceanfront Master King. When we observe American Express, same room type here, turquoise oceanfront Master King, not adults only. So it may be a different part of the hotel, but same room, same square footage, the whole deal. It is less, $32.30 even. With Chase, we also see the same price of $32.30. Capital One comes in a little bit lower than the previous two this time at $3,154.33. Our previous champion for some of the lowest rates that we saw earlier, US Bank, decided to sit this one out. There was no inventory for these dates that I found through their portal. But to be clear, the property did show up as a searchable option through the portal. That was not the case, though, with Bank of America. I searched for Hyatt everywhere in Cancun. They only had the other 2 properties down there. The Hyatt Ziva was not part of their inventory, and that also held true here for Wells Fargo. It just didn't show up. So, first place medal, that one is going to be given to Capital One at $31.54.33. A tie here for second, kind of, is going to be Chase and Amex. The raw price is truly tied, but Amex gives you the hotel collection benefits. I forgot to mention what those benefits were earlier, because you also get THC, or the hotel collection benefits, for that Canadian hotel that we saw too, the Westin. So here's what the benefits are: a room upgrade when available, a $100 credit to be used for things like food and beverage, spa, or other on-property charges. 12 p.m. check-in when available, and also when available we have late checkout. And for our final comparison, we've got to do the honeymoon / anniversary / romantic intimate type of trip here to Bora Bora, because pretty much everybody to some degree is pretty much fascinated with that place. That will be our hotel number 5, and specifically for the property we're choosing is the Intercontinental Bora Bora Resort and Talasso Spa. The room type here, we're going to do the entry level just to keep it simple here. It's still going to be though a 1-king overwater villa beach view room. That for our stay will cost $6,348.15. And I'm really loving how often American Express loves to beat the direct price. So here we go again. They're going to give you that same stay in March for $61.51 with 82 cents. We then have another one of those scenarios where Chase agrees with Amex and will charge you the same price here, $61.51.82. And Capital One was having none of that. We're gonna soar past $7,000 and land at $7,235 with 57 cents. But you do get those Premier Collection benefits once again. Here on the screen, you can see, review them and see them once more if you like. I'd say the daily breakfast for 2 at the prices in French Polynesia / Bora Bora, which would probably be, I don't know, $100 to $200 per day for breakfast. That's probably going to be extremely valuable there. Back over to US Bank. They decided to get up off the bench and get back into the game here. Now we've got 6104.54. And a strange thing happened with Bank of America here. I saw it come up in my search results. There's a screenshot for you all to see with the nightly rates. I clicked on the Bora Bora Talasso Spa, IHG, and then it says, sorry, we have no available results at this point. When I clicked on all the other ones that showed up, they did have results for rooms. So I'm not sure if that's an inventory issue or a false listing or something else, but it just didn't work. So we can't include them in this test. And since Bank of America and Wells Fargo got a similar thing going on here, more often than not, the same thing happened here. All 4 results came up for Bora Bora in my search results. The bottom there was the Talasso Spa one, and again, no available results at this point. Same error message. So let's wrap all this up with the leaderboard for our 5th property. The gold medal goes to US Bank again, 6104.54. Pretty nice. Number 2 was a tie for Amex and Chase at 6151.82, and third goes to the direct booking, which is 6348.15. In conclusion, we have no definitive conclusive results. To give you an example of this, let's put the leaderboard for hotels back on the screen again. Chase won once, then Amex won once, US Bank won twice, and then we even had Capital One winning once. So while not conclusive to say, oh yeah, Chase is always going to win the war for flights or hotels, what we can say is simply this. Prices vary quite a bit. Prices can also be identical from one portal to another. Some portals, third point here, may also give you certain benefits like the Hotel Collection or the Premier Collection as well. We also may have inventory issues where certain room types may not be available, while certain properties also may not be available. And while some properties may be available and show up as a search option, those specific dates may work in one portal and not another. So what to do about all this? The best I can say for all of you who own these types of cards with great reward multipliers and corresponding portals is to simply compare. I'm not saying you have to compare 6, 7, 10 banks every time you want to put together a simple trip somewhere. But I would personally compare the direct price versus the portal price for whatever bank card that I have. At least do those two as a comparison to see which one would give you the lowest price. Also keep in mind, for those of you who value things like elite status with hotels, you will always want to book directly to get your elite night credits to earn status, to have your status benefits be recognized, and to earn hotel program points on top of your credit card points. It's pretty common that using a third-party portal, which includes bank portals, will exclude you from certain hotel benefits. So if you care about status, your path is pretty clear, I would go direct. But if you're not so much into that, you just want to have low-cost trips and you basically keep things as simple as possible, check out the portals always and compare them to the direct price too, and maybe even throw in one more comparison like, Priceline.com or one of the mass general portals that are out there, not through a bank. Thank you all for watching. I hope it was helpful. And before you decide to go, check out the links down below in the description to earn some more cash back whenever you shop online through Rakuten. You can also switch your rewards preference from cashback to Amex membership rewards points if you prefer that. To sign up for Max Rewards, to manage multiple credit cards, rewards, and benefits all in one place, and to view my site with a bunch of great credit card offers that you can filter down to quickly and easily find the ones that interest you the most. And with all that said, you've now been officially welcomed to the age of portal bookings. I'll see you all in the next one.